This is the 2026 Land Rover Defender Octa. Is it worth every penny? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. We're back at Land Rover of Shreveport to go over the particulars on this trim level that offers a lot of extras that you won't find on any other trim level. It is the ultimate high performance Defender 110, and it has the braking system to go with that, among many other features. If you want to know more, check out the link down in the description of the video. And I hoped that the exterior color of Petra Copper shows up nicely in the video, just as it does here in person in the showroom. The interior is a burnt sienna and ebony semi-aniline leather. You can see that it complements the exterior color nicely. Hopefully you can also see down here, it may not look like it, but that is an illuminated door sill, the Defender name right there. This model is going to be all-wheel drive and have 6D air ride suspension, 22-inch wheels. And things that are not going to be out of the ordinary, you will find the full LED lighting, LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, LED turn signal indicators, and the LED fog lights here on the lower portion of the front end. There's your Defender logo. And you'll notice some changes here in the overall design. Now, nothing here is functional, as has been the case in the past. We will find our Defender logo right here. That's going to stand out nicely. And as has always been the case, power adjustable heated side view mirrors with the turn signal indicators built in. You're going to also have your blind spot monitoring. All of that will be there. And you will continue to have your roof rails up top. We're going to have the panoramic sunroof that is partially open. You can see the shade right there. A 23.5-gallon gas tank. That's going to definitely help you out getting down the road, because this model is going to drink some gas. When I give you the numbers on the horsepower and torque, you'll definitely understand why I say that. And we're going to find LED tail lights here on the rear, and obviously a spare tire. Going to have that 22-inch wheel, so this is a full-size spare, something that's going to help a lot if you ever need that on the road. It is not going to be a donut, and you can also see your trailer hitch right there. This model will tow up to 8,200 pounds, and you have your bronze recovery hooks here on each side of the bumper. Here is the remote. Now it looks like a typical remote until you look at the back. There is the logo that you'll find here. And under the hood, this is where some of the real action comes from that separates this model out from others on the road as far as any other Defender. The 4.4 liter, this is a mild hybrid electric vehicle. It's a 4.4 liter turbocharged V8, 626 horsepower, 553 pounds-feet of torque, mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. But check this out. If you have that person, you're sitting at a red light and they pull up and decide you're going to be really slow off the line, so to speak, and change lanes on you, you might surprise them with your 0 to 60 of 3.8 seconds. And not that I'm encouraging you to speed and test this out, but the top speed is 155 miles per hour. How about your MPGs? 15 city, 19 highway, 17 combined, and 5.9 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. With all of that horsepower and torque, the increase, you also have Octa mode, and the increased braking capabilities of this particular model over other Defender trim levels is obviously based on having that increased horsepower. And something else that's going to help you out, I know a lot of people talk about how most owners of these Defenders don't do any off-roading, and that's usually the case, but you do have about 3 additional inches of ground clearance at 12.9 inches, which is, like I say, about 3 inches above all other Land Rover Defender models.
To give you a little bit more detail about the 6D Dynamics suspension, here's what it ultimately is. Hydraulically interlinked dampers to control pitch and roll on road, and also to improve wheel articulation off-road. So even if you don't take your Defender off-road, you still get to take advantage of this technology.
This next feature is not specific to the Defender Octa, but it is something that I really like. To maximize cargo space, we're going to pull up right there and fold the seat cushions up and out of the way. Now make sure that you do drop your headrests down with the button right there, and then what that allows you to do is fold everything nice and flat. And how about our cargo space? We're looking at 34 cubic feet up to a maximized 78.8 cubic feet. That's going to definitely help you out. You'll have your rear area cargo lighting a little bit on each side, and we can raise and lower the rear of the vehicle on the air suspension depending on what you need to do. I'm going to raise that all the way up. Now, I know you can't necessarily see it going up the way I can in person. Maybe you can to a small degree at least on the video, but it's not as easy to see. But you can see that is way up there. Now, we're going to drop that down and let you see how it looks when it is lowered, so you can see the differences. Now, depending on what you're doing as far as your cargo area goes, you can raise and lower this accordingly. You also have your Safari windows right there. Now, that is almost all the way down. It does take a few seconds, but it's not too bad. But if you need to lower that back down, there is how you're going to do that. You have a little bit of storage space right here. And obviously, there is a lot more to talk about when it comes to the overall interior. And you can see the controls back here for the air conditioning. Now you have temperature control, 4 zones of climate control, 2 in the front, 2 in the rear. We've got our fan speed, and when we push in on that, you can adjust your heated seats back here. We also have some connectivity in the way of USB ports, and you can see some of that carbon fiber I was telling you about earlier in the video. Here is a look at the panoramic sunroof from this vantage point. Now, there is a lot of space back here. That's always a good thing. We can lower the armrest with the cup holders built in. Very, very comfortable seating, by the way. The sticker price is $170,756. If you need that $6 to get over the hump, let me know. I will help you with that. I promise, not a problem. There is the rear view camera mirror. That's going to work out really well, letting you see what's going on behind you. Maybe not the best view here in the showroom, but that's what we have to work with. We'll have the conventional style mirror, and you can make a lot of adjustments to what you're seeing right here as far as that goes. Here's the air conditioning, and I want to show you this quickly so I can turn it off so it doesn't get the floor wet underneath this Defender while we're here in the showroom. But if you need to adjust your fan speed, here's how you do it. You push the button right there, it illuminates. You can adjust the fan speed just like that. You can turn that off. There's a lot of different things you can do as far as this goes. If you want to turn on your ventilated and heated seats, you can do that. We're going to turn that fan speed down, and there we go with our heated seats. You've got the ventilated seats over here, and that's going to make things nice and comfortable for driver and passenger. You have your hill descent control as far as this model goes too. Here's your shifter, everything for the radio right there. And a very convenient setup here. Very nice. The oh crap handle, not only for off-roading anymore, but also for oh crap, we're going a lot faster than I thought we were capable of. And a little bit of space above the glove box. And then there is your glove box right there as far as its space goes within. And over here on the driver's side door, we're going to have our seat memory. We're going to have everything for controlling our side view mirrors and our windows. You know what all is there. Your steering wheel mounted controls are here, and your shifter paddles. I like those shifter paddles. They're actually clear, something you don't see in a lot of vehicles. We'll also have everything for the front and rear window wipers and your headlights, your turn signal indicators, rear tail lights, all of that managed right there. And there is the driver's display. You do have a head-up display. I don't know that it's going to show up very well here in the showroom, but it is here. This is the 13.1-inch Pivi Pro infotainment screen, now standard across all trim levels of the Defender as of the 2026 model year. You have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You can pair your smartphone. You have everything going. Now, how about dynamics? Let's go in right here, since this is going to be a little different than what we see with a lot of other Defenders out there. You can see what's going on here. Depending on what you want to do and what you want to adjust, you can do that. You can use dynamic and comfort, not and. Let me make sure I say it correctly. Dynamic or comfort, depending on what you want to do where all of this is concerned. You've got your stopwatch if you want to take advantage of that. Lap times. This is a very capable model on and off road. It can handle so much. We'll go back out here and take a look at a few other things that we have. Like I said, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, you've got your cameras. Nothing out of the ordinary here, but just to show you a little bit of what's going on. There are camera views just about every single place you could imagine and want to look and see. We'll come back out of that. and just show you a few things. Dynamics right here. Again, you can go back into the same screen right here. So there's a couple of different ways you can get to that depending on what you need to do and what you want to do. Give you a quick idea of what we have. Low traction launch for those low traction situations. For those of you that deal with a lot of snow and ice, that's going to help you out. Wade sensing. Now this is not only capable off-road, but it also the suspension and everything. That's going to help you on-road as well to stay good and safe. It's going to handle whatever you're dealing with, especially if you have some rough terrain or whatever the situation is. If you have a lot of snow and ice to deal with, that's going to help out with the all-wheel drive. You're going to have traction. And maybe you live in a mountainous area. That's really going to help you out where that is concerned. I know some of you do. And you've got towing and trailering right there, as you can see, just to show you a few things that are going on here to let you know what you have. There is so much here that I could make a video on the screen by itself just to give you all of those details. Now, we're going to have a little bit of storage right here. Cup holders. Open this area up. There's your wireless charging pad. You do have the refrigerated console, as you can see, and that can be used as an armrest for the driver and the passenger. Overall, a very interesting vehicle, very capable. I do wish it was outside of the showroom. Unfortunately, it's not, so we don't get to do a test drive today as much as I wish we did, but that will give you a bit of an idea of what this Octa trim level is as far as this model goes. But there is one more very important thing that I want to show you, and that is the body and sole seats. Now, I have a video on this from another Land Rover model that I did last year. But basically what it is it gives you the ultimate experience as far as the music goes that you're listening to with all of the vibration and everything. It really causes you to feel what's going on with what you're listening to in a different manner than what you would otherwise. So quite a bit going on. You can use wellness, you can use general audio. There is a lot here. You do have the power adjustable seats for the driver and the passenger. And there it is, the 2026 Land Rover Defender Octa. Is it worth every penny? I'm going to say it is, because you get so much more here than you do with other trim levels. And especially if you're looking for a high performance SUV, this will most certainly deliver. With that 0 to 60 at 3.8 seconds, it gets the job done. So tell me what you think. Don't forget, you can still come in and buy this model as of the time that I've made this video. Check the link in the description of the video to make sure it's available. If you need to, you can always order one. I'd like to say a special thanks to my friends at Land Rover of Shreveport for loaning me this Defender for the day so I could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That helps me a lot. Make sure to subscribe and share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.